Good evening, everyone. What's going on? How is everyone today? So we are midweek through between game week 5 and game week 6. So we are awaiting the deadline for game week 6, which should be on Saturday, which is only a few days away. So I thought, why not? Let's do a live Q&A. I haven't done one of these before, so I thought let's get an opportunity to not have a worry about knee-jerk reactions immediately after a game week. Let's not have the troubles or the sweats before a deadline stream. So I thought let's just have a midweek catch up, the first of this. So we'll see how it goes. We've got a lot to discuss about who we're looking to bring in, fixture swings, players you're targeting. So we can have a look at it, all of it, and discuss what players we are thinking about. So a lot has changed since even the knee-jerk reaction we did. So some injury fronts have come in. We've got a lot to discuss. So let's have a look. So first questions come in from Fadsley. Welcome, buddy. Do you think Bamford will start? So this is a bit of a tricky one, boss, to be fair. I didn't hear much around Rafinha or Bamford last night from Rafinha. So I'm a bit sceptical, to be fair. I think he should be all right. I think he should be okay for the weekend, but we're just going to have to wait on his fitness. I think we'll probably get more clarity around their availability from Bielsa's press conferences near closer to the game week, so probably Friday or Thursday tomorrow. So we'll just have to wait and see what's going on from there. So we'll just have to wait and see. I think he should be fit, buddy. I hope he is. Otherwise, there's going to have to be some drastic changes taking place for myself after this game week. Sam, hi there, buddy. Welcome. With DCL, Richarlison, Bamford and Ayling flagged, I may have to go wildcard this week. Just worried about the international break and injuries. Yeah, so that's which is quite a common question at the moment. Sam, at the moment is, do we wildcard now? Do we wait for the international break with all the injuries going on? So I've had a lot of questions sent towards me around this. So do we play the wildcard? Do we take hits? What do we do? So personally, in my honest opinion, if you've played your wildcard already, you're going to eventually take hits, whether that's this week or the week after. Some people are prepared to take a -12, -8. Usually I don't really agree with those, but I think, with the whole current setup and the international break coming up, there might be a bit of a knee-jerk from most managers, especially who've played the wild card, i.e. myself, who's going to be inclusive of there. So I am a bit concerned at the moment around injuries and the availability of players. So there are far too many players out, and I've got 3 players at the moment who are flagged. I think Trent should be all right, personally. I think Bamford should be okay. I'm just a bit concerned about Rafinha. Haven't heard much noise around him. So we'll have to wait and see. I mean, have I been tempted to look at any of the Chelsea assets for this week? Not really. Am I tempted to look at them for the week after? Definitely. As time passes, I'm getting more inclined towards tripling up on Chelsea. And that might even include me doing a knee-jerk reaction. At the moment, I'm a bit confused around the whole Ronaldo versus Lukaku. But I'm getting there. I'm getting there in terms of thinking process-wise. I'm still a bit undecided. The fixtures are too good for Lukaku to miss out on, and he will fire. And I'm not going to say Ronaldo isn't going to score, but we just need to take it step by step in how we're going to do it. So in terms of taking hits, buddy, I'm going to say it to you now. There are going to be many managers that can take hits this week. I can see quite a lot of knee-jerk reactions. Am I taking them personally? I'm not going to take a hit this week. No, I've made my transfer. I did Ings to Antonio. Was that a bit too early, potentially? Should I have waited? Obviously, I could have waited for that as well. But again, we have to just wait and see who's going to be available for us. I sound a bit depleted, to be fair, because every day I wake up, there's a new flag on one of my players. So I haven't had this many challenges so far, and it's really difficult not to take hits. Really difficult once you've played your wild card. But I guess most of us are going to be on in a similar position. Who knows? Because some players might pick up international injuries, so maybe waiting that extra week might be a good idea. Badsley, I'm bringing in Sarr. Who to get rid of, Jota or Greenwood? Now that's a tough question, buddy. I mean, they both had decent fixtures this week. I mean, Villa played well against Everton. Jota has blanked in 3 game weeks. Now, that's very unusual for a player of his ability in terms of FPL as well. Let's look at their fixtures. So we can have a look at their fixtures. So I've got this lined up here. So obviously I'm talking about this game week. So game week 6, you know, Manchester United got Aston Villa at home, Brentford away for Liverpool. But then it becomes the real challenge. So is this like a 1 week move, or are you like intended to keep that player for a while? They both have difficult fixtures, but in between the 2 Manchester clubs, they've got Watford away and Brighton at home, which are winnable games. United, I think the Everton game's a bit too like friendly for Everton. It shouldn't be red personally. I think grey would be a better colour at home, especially if they're without Richarlison, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and even their goalkeeper. So Pickford, who's in goal for them. So that's 3 of their main players. I think that's a bit too much respect on them, and there, especially if they're at Old Trafford. If they were away at Goodison Park, I would have been like, yeah, I understand that. But they're at home to Everton, really? Red? So I think that's a fixture that they should be comfortable in. And then Leicester away, and then Liverpool and Tottenham, who haven't been in the best of form. So the colours of the United can be a bit of a giveaway. I think they both have equally difficult fixtures. It just depends on the rotation. I think with Rashford potentially coming back and Cavani being available, with Greenwood's minutes drop, especially with Champions League coming up and stuff like that. So we just got to be a bit more wary of rotation as well. So for me personally, if I had a choice between the 2, I've chosen Jota because I think he's far more. I thought he was far more likely to score in the games that he's played, but he hasn't. But again, I can still see him getting a good return from there. But personally, if it was in your situation, I would keep Jota. I would keep faith in him. Sam, what changes are you making in your team? So I've already made 1. So at the moment, I don't want to take any hits this week personally, and I think Rafinha and Bamford I should assume within the 2-week break they should feel enough time to recover and be back. Do I have the cover on the bench? I've got Williams and Gilmour against Everton, so not really. Do I want to take a hit this week? Not essentially. I don't want to take another -4 because I think after this game week I'm certainly going to have a big knee-jerk reaction. So I might as well just hold on to that -4. Let's see how it comes along. But for now, if Bamford plays great and if Rafinha misses out, at least I've got Williams or Gilmour hopefully to come on and replace him. The only consideration I'm doing is if Ben Foster plays for Watford, am I interested in bringing him in for Sanchez? But again, they got Saint-Maximin, who's played increasingly well. So I'm not too sure fully at the moment if I'm going to make anything else. But for now, I'm pretty content with the squad. And if I do decide to make any changes, probably will be on the deadline stream when I do it with you guys. Shaggy, hello, just took a -4 to replace Digne with Rudiger. What do you think? Good luck in this game week. Yeah, good luck. Thank you. Good luck to you as well. I think it's a good shout. Digne's got a flag next to him. I think he might not be fit. And Everton have been, they've been disappointing. That's the right word I'm going to use, is disappointing. With the fixtures that they had in the first 10 game weeks, I expected far more clean sheets from them. But they haven't been able to replicate those clean sheets, which were expected. So I think that's a good shout for Rudiger. Again, I'm a bit sceptical around the whole Man City game. I mean, a lot of people are like, it's going to be a 0-0. It's Man City at the end of the day, guys. Look, they didn't score against Southampton, but they just knocked 6 in against Wycombe Wanderers against in the League Cup last night. So City can score against anyone, and I know Chelsea have played well. They kept a clean sheet in the Champions League final, but this is a new game. So yeah, I mean, I'm looking to double up on Chelsea defence. I'm going to be honest with you. That's something that I'm looking at the moment. Who I'm looking at, it's definitely going to be Rudiger. And then it's a flip of a coin between Reece James if he gets to game time again, or if Alonso continues to get minutes. So that's what I'm looking at the moment. The only other question I have is Ronaldo or Lukaku. But looking at their fixtures, honestly, we just go back to the fixture. So if you look at Chelsea, they've got... By the way, this is in order of how difficult the game's fixtures are for the teams, according to the difficulty predictor for FPL. So after the Man City game, Southampton at home, Brentford away, Norwich at home, Newcastle away, they're all games that you can captain Lukaku. I mean, for example, if you have Lukaku in and you've got a Salah that I can potentially have, in the Man City game that Liverpool have, Lukaku has Southampton at home. Now, despite Southampton being good defensively, what I'm saying is You know, Lukaku, I think, can get some goal returns. It's a risky one. But with Lukaku, you know, and Ronaldo, can I get both of them in? I'm just going to weaken my squad far too much. So at the moment, we'll just have to wait and see who has the better game this game week, and then 2 weeks' time we can look into deciding who and who not to bring in. Sam says Jota is actually with same points as Tsimikas, who has played 2 games less. Yeah, I mean, Tsimikas has the benefit of the clean sheet bonus points. That's 4 points extra, whereas Jota only gets 1. So, again, it's been disappointing from Jota. I expected him to play much better with the way he has performed previously. We've got Zizo in the house, welcome. If Dini's not fit versus Norwich, which defender do you recommend 5.4 in the bank and wildcarding in game week 8? 5.4 mil. Let's have a look for you, buddy. Defenders. Who do West Ham have this week? West Ham have Leeds. I mean, Southampton have Wolves personally this week. So there's Livramento, who's played pretty well for me. Maybe Cresswell or Kofel. Cresswell's above 5.4. So Kofel, West Ham are playing Leeds. You know, without Rafinha and Bamford, is that a good possibility for them to play well? We'll just have to wait and see. I think those two look good. And you got Thiago Silva at 5.4 to play Man City. If you want to take the risk on a Chelsea defender, why not look into Thiago Silva? He had a fantastic game against Spurs, by the way. And what a save by Lloris to only keep him to 1 goal. So that's someone you can definitely consider bringing into your squad. Sam Rudiger is already 5.6. Berama is 6.5 now. Ronaldo is 12.7. Prices are increasing. They are indeed. Prices are going up, guys, and they're going up quite sharply. I think over the international break there'll be some more sharp rises with the knee jerks that go on in terms of especially wild cards that are going to be played and wild cards that have already been played. Sam, these 2 game weeks before international break and the weeks immediately after the international break may swing the ranks for sure. They will. Look, there's a lot of players that are injured at the moment in terms of in an injury crisis, and a lot of managers are feeling it at the moment. And the debate is points hits versus wild card, or do they play the wild card now? I don't know what the right answer is personally at the moment. I personally wouldn't take the hits. If I had a wild card left, I'll probably just leave it for another game week. If that's what they're looking for. But again, if you're going to play it in a week's time, why not play it now? That's another side of the story. I think, you know, going up to -8 is understandable, because if you're carrying 1 transfer over and you need to make 3 transfers in total, I think that's understandable over the next couple of game weeks. So not maybe this week if someone wants to play it, but let's say in a week or two's time, I think that could be the way for most managers to go through, especially with more understanding around what the fixture list looks like in general. Sam, there are 2 Turkish, sorry, Sam Gray's 5.8. Yeah, he is 5.8 now. Turkish, welcome, buddy. I hope you're having a good day. I am indeed, buddy. Just a bit of sinus, so I have a bit of a heavy voice today. I have 1.7 mil left in my team, but otherwise it's all good, buddy. All good. Is Sanchez, Trent, Reece, Tierney, Salah, Willock, Rafinha, St. Maximin, Jota, CR7, Bamford, any changes you'll make? I mean, to be fair, Trent should be back. Tierney against Spurs. Spurs have been toothless in the last 2 games. Should be all right. Reece, I assume that's Reece James, right? I think he should be back in the mix now after a couple of games out. Salah, brilliant. Willock, Rafinha, Jota, St. Max, CR7, Bamford, Agent. I mean, personally, if you got 1.7 mil in the bank and you want to carry the transfer over, I think with that squad, there's no really need to make a transfer this week, unless obviously Rafinha is confirmed out and you need to bring someone in for him. I think you can probably upskill him anywhere up to 6.5 to 8.2, so you can go anywhere up to Grealish or something. So you've got plenty of options there to choose from. But for now, I'd sit tight. If only thing I'd do is to probably Rafinha, if that is in terms of an injury front. Moon in the house, welcome. My team is Darlow, Bissaka, Christensen, Matip, Mane, Rafinha, Zaha, Benrahma, Antonio, Ronaldo, Bamford. Thoughts also, amazing team. Just don't think Sanchez is going to be good as he was for FPL. Yeah, so Sanchez has been, I think it's a really good team, buddy, by the way, what you've got. I think Sanchez personally has been a bit unlucky. Look, it's a 4.5 million goalkeeper, and not every year he's going to get the points that Martinez got for us last season. So I think it's a bit early to react too much to him. I think let's give him a few more games. And look, we always picked him with the intention of, pick and forget. We weren't intending to constantly change our goalkeepers. And I think, now that we've got him in, I mean, we need to understand that Brighton are in the top 4 of the Premier League. And who predicted that after 5 game weeks? So let's not be too hasty. Let's put some respect on him. Look, we were never expecting him to get 5 out of 5 clean sheets. But he's had some difficult games. And I think, it's time now to really, back him and hope for him getting some really good returns over the next couple of game weeks. Pivek, welcome. Which 3 should I start? Foster, Sanchez, Duffy, Livramento, Christensen, Marcel, 2 defenders. I mean, Sanchez got Crystal Palace and Foster's got Newcastle. So either way, I'm happy with both. I'm going for Sanchez personally. Duffy, Livramento. I mean, Duffy's got Crystal Palace away, so I'd definitely start Livramento personally. And I'd go Christensen. Christensen had a really good game, by the way, against Spurs. He played really well. So, in my opinion, I think Christensen might be a good shout for this game. Obviously, people are going to be up in ownership for Thiago Silva, Rudiger, or Alonso, but Christensen might be like a good differential. And Pivek wants to say, Jota, Greenwood, Salah, Rafinha, am I good in the mid or skip Salah? And skip and Salah. I think you're perfect in the midfield, buddy. I wouldn't change anything in regards to that at all. Sam says, why not bring in Salah for 0.3 more? His fixtures are better than Gray, and Everton are struggling without DCL and Richarlison. I mean, for me, it's 0.4 a bit more. I think it's a bit more of a knee-jerk reaction, right? They're playing Norwich at home, who've been probably the most disappointing Premier League side this season, I must say. Even the League Cup against Liverpool, I thought they'd show a bit more of a gameplay and passion. I think it's too much of a knee-jerk reaction. Gray's given me a lot, and he should have scored against Aston Villa, so I'm not too concerned about him not having any chances. And for 5.7 mil, I got him for 5.6. I think he's a bargain. So I don't think I need to really be too hasty around him at the moment. Yes, Sarr did well. And if I'm going to consider bringing Salah in, it's potentially going to be in the expense of Rafinha at the moment. But, Salah is a great player. I'm not going to say that I would never have him. But at the moment, not for Gray. For this game week, because he's got Norwich, I think he should be all right. Sam, Vardy's 10.4 is silently delivering week after week. Your thoughts? He is indeed, honestly. He's played really well this weekend as well, I think what we need to do is start putting some more focus towards him. So I think with Daka arriving and Iheanacho doing so well last season, we kind of overlooked him. We thought he probably won't get as much game time, but 29 points already with 3 goals and 1 assist respectively in 5 games, not bad at all. So potentially could be a good shout. And he's on penalties as well, so I think he will get the minutes. In terms of fixtures, we can go back and have a look at my screen. Right, for Leicester, they got Burnley at home, Crystal Palace away, Manchester United at home, Brentford away, and Arsenal at home. Now, for me, I mean, being completely honest, I think the Manchester United game will probably be the most difficult. And Arsenal, they tend to usually play well, and Jamie Vardy does perform well against them. So what we can take from there is, Vardy is a good shout. Is he a differential? Of course, at 11% ownership. Danny Ings is at 20%. So maybe we could free up some funds from the midfield. And why not upgrade to Jamie Vardy from someone like, let's say, a Bamford, if you do get the funds available to you. Gunter, welcome. Back-to-back Saar. Yep. So honestly, Saar is a really, really good option. And I had him in my video the other day, so last night. So let's have a look. So here he is, Saar on screen. So these are his fixtures for the next couple of game weeks, guys. All right, so he's got Newcastle this game week, Leeds away, which should be really good fixtures in terms of an attacking sense. Liverpool will be a tough game, and Everton away is going to be a tough game as well. But they've got Southampton, who defensively have been really good. So we've got to back him, and he potentially could be on penalties as well. So I'm pretty hopeful that he can deliver. So in terms of Saar, generally, I've got nothing against him. I just think to myself, do I want to take a -4 to get him in this week? Because I know potentially that after this game week, I may be looking at hits to get a few players in that I'm looking at because of the fixture swing itself. So it's difficult. It's difficult. I can see a lot of players feeling the heat to bring certain players in. And is there going to be much movement? I'm not too sure at the moment. So is anyone actually taking some active hits this week? So I've seen a few -4s. Is anyone taking any more hits than that? So let's say -8, -12. It'll be really interesting to find out what your thoughts are, guys. Nice. So to take a bit of a breather, guys. We've got 11 people on the stream. Thank you so much. If you guys like this video, give it a like. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. Right. Vivek says Christensen up against City though. Yeah, I know. City, of course, but you need to remember there's a lot of players that have actually brought these defenders in, such as Alonso and Rudiger. Now, if they pull it off, and you've got Christensen as well, might not be a bad shout whatsoever. You're kind of winning with the winners, if that makes sense. Sam says, I can see Salah as your captain. Will Salah remain as your captain for this game week, or are you still considering anyone else? So for me, I've thought about Ronaldo. Bamford away, I think they've defensively been really good. But going into this game, it's a toss of a coin really for me. Ronaldo versus Salah. I'm pretty content on Salah at the moment. For me, so that's why I've kept it on Salah for now, guys. How about yourself, Sam? Anyone's decided their captains at the moment? Sam, Saar has become 6.1. Yeah, he's gone up in price as well. Harry, welcome Harry to the stream. I've taken a -8, but I'm saving a transfer next week, so it's worth it. Yeah, I mean, I can understand. Look, there's gonna be a -8 this week or a -8 next week. It's gonna be coming, guys. There's gonna be knee-jerk reactions, and I can tell you guys, there's gonna be some serious knee-jerk reactions from me as well. These injuries are kind of like tallying up now, and I'm starting to really feel the pressure. Feel the pressure. It's what I was talking about the other day with one of my friends. Like, I never thought that after 5 game weeks I'd have 321 points. So I've got above the average weekly average points every single week, and I never thought I'd still be around 1.6 mil. I thought I'd definitely be in the top mil. It shows how well people have got off to the start of this game, and it shows how competitive it is. So every point matters. So taking -4 and -8 will impact your overall ranks. And obviously, if you get the returns back, they'll be beneficial, guys. But we need to be careful of how we use those transfers and when we do. Vivek says Saar had 5 big chances and 4 against Norwich. That defence was criminal for a Premier League team. Yeah, he was indeed, honestly. Norwich have been disappointing. I think I can comfortably say they're going down this season, unless they have a miraculous turnaround and someone else has a miraculous decline. I just generally don't see how they're going to survive in this league, and I think personally you should stay away from the first starting lineup. I mean, if they're on your bench to come on, I don't think that's a bad shout whatsoever. So whilst we're talking about this now, so let's get into a bit of a debate around the Lukaku versus Ronaldo. So what are your thoughts at the moment, guys, around this whole situation? So obviously we can have a look at the fixtures. So let me bring them back up. Actually, we'll look at the stats first of these guys. So let's look at Ronaldo, and then we'll look at the fixtures. So Ronaldo so far, 2 FPL games. We're going to talk about FPL, not the Champions League. FPL games, he's got 3 goals, 19 points already. So it shows, in terms of impact, he started well. Now, if we look at Lukaku, we can go back to my previous team from previous week. Lukaku, however, on the other hand, 25 points from 5, and he's played more games, obviously, which have been a bit more difficult, and he's got 3 goals so far, 1 against Arsenal. Essentially, he's played 4 games, not 5. He wasn't available for the first game, and he got 2 against Aston Villa. So in regards to that, you can see they both have had a successful start in the mix of the FPL game itself. Now, if we were to take that at face value in the fixtures, now, if we were going to this argument now, let's just say you got these 5 game weeks, next 5 game weeks, and let's say the transfer window ended today, and you had a choice. You could either bring in Ronaldo or Lukaku for 5 game weeks out of those 5. Who would you bring in, and how would you play it? That's the question I'll be asking you right now. So for me, guys, personally, if I was going to bring someone at the moment, obviously I'm a United fan, so Ronaldo I would have an affiliation too. But look at his fixtures for Lukaku, though. They're too good to avoid, to be fair. Tejas, welcome. Syria asked that suggests both were flat track bullies with Lukaku just edging Ronaldo versus top 6 teams in Italy. So my view is to target the fixtures. I mean, look, again, stats are there for a reason for us to look into, but it's just they're both just equally as good. So are the fixtures what it's going to be that actually makes us decide who we're going to bring in and who not? They're both great players, man. And obviously, Ronaldo might be on penalties. Is Lukaku on penalties, or is it going to be Jorginho? That's another question to answer as well. Anis is in the house. Welcome. Should I sell Mount or keep him? He was on my team for 2 weeks only, 1 point. Yeah, so Mount started the game against Spurs, and I think he was subbed at half-time by Tuchel for Kante, and the game just fully changed. I think with Mount, like unlike previous seasons, we were nailed on that he's going to be playing week in, week out. He's going to start, so it's not going to be an issue whatsoever. I think this season's going to be a bit more rotation around him, so he's pretty much come into the same bracket as Jota and Greenwood. The rotation risk and, you know, Torres and Foden. Again, with Chelsea's fixtures, they do look good. I think you should just be patient for 2 more game weeks, see how it goes. But if he does start to miss more minutes, then, you know, you can look at alternative players to bring in. So you've got like Zaha, Harvey Barnes, Tielemans, Benrahma, Ismail Sarr. So we can look at it then. But yes, last 2 games, you need to remember he's played a lot of football, so he's been given a bit of rest as well. But I'm sure he will be back to getting more minutes. It's just about being patient with him, buddy. Sam, Brentford have just conceded 2 and even broke Wolves' defence with 2 goals against them, whom even United and Spurs struggled to the past with this one. This is what concerns me in choosing Salah as captain. To be honest with me, mate, I mean, Chelsea's got the best defence, and the only person to score against them was Salah from a penalty spot. He doesn't have to do much in a game for him to get a double game week digit return, and the guy needs to stop taking his shirt off when he celebrates. It was costing me 2 points for that booking. But I understand your concerns, for sure, but I still think Salah's a great captaincy option against Brentford. Seriously, the guy's that good. He will do well, and he's going to be a proper high popular choice for captaincy as well. Teams playing at home have a better record, and Ronaldo's playing at home, of course. Again, as I said, it's a very tight decision of who to choose. For me, at the moment, I just am tempted to pick Salah. That's all it is. Sam, did you mention Barnes? Look, Barnes didn't have a good start. I admit that. He had a decent game against Brighton. Yes, he was offside twice, which was unlucky. I think the second one was a bit harsh, but he actually showed some good skills in that game. So he's picked up a bit of form. I think, you know, it's just about replicating it in terms of goals and assists, and in terms of FPL as well. Guys, if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button and like the video if you like the content so far. Sorry, my sinus is really playing up at the moment. Let's have a look at some more fixtures for this game week. Let's look at the... So obviously the game of the weekend is going to be Chelsea versus Manchester City, which is the first game. I think it'll be a draw. I think it'll be a 1-1, personally. And then Manchester United... Manchester United Villa is at 12:30. I thought it was a 3 o'clock kickoff. Must have changed. That'll be a good game. I reckon United will edge it 2-1. Everton Norwich, I think 3-0 Everton. Leeds West Ham will be a good game. I think maybe, let's say 2-2. Leicester Burnley, I think Leicester should win 3-0. Watford Newcastle will be a good game. I reckon that'll be a really good game, and I can see Watford just nicking that one 2-1. Brentford Liverpool, I think Liverpool should be comfortable 3-1. Southampton Wolves, I reckon it'll be a 1-1. Arsenal Spurs going to be a good game. I can't predict that one, but I think, it'll be 3-1 either way. Whoever wins it, they'll turn up. The other team won't show up that game. And then Crystal Palace, Brighton will be a cracking game. Can Brighton keep up their good form? We'll just have to wait and see. But I think, on paper, I think with the start that Brighton have had, I reckon I'll give Brighton a 2-1 favourites chance to win the game. Someone said, problem with Chelsea is they may even rest Lukaku against certain easier teams to provide a chance to Timo, and Lukaku may come on as a sub. I highly doubt it, Sam, personally. They paid £100 million for him, not to bench him against easier teams. I think he'll play a week. He might get the odd, rest here and there, but I don't think they'll give him too much rest, personally. The same goes for Ronaldo. Ronaldo might not be playing every single game week because of the back-to-back games. Cavani's back. So, again, there's going to be much more rotation. We just have to be comfortable with the fact that they're going to be benched. Sam says Azpilicueta at 6 is very expensive. He is indeed. I think he's a bit too expensive in my opinion. So is there any proper knee-jerk reactions that have been taking place already? Let me know. So do you feel that you guys have already made any transfers which have cost you any hits or points? Has anyone played their wild card? Let me know. Let me know. So for me, guys, at the moment, what am I looking to do? Am I looking to triple up on Chelsea? I think I am. Now, the decision I have to make is, do I want to triple up with 2 defenders and a midfielder? So that could be someone like a Mount. Kovacic is around 5. Or do I want to go for the upfront option of Lukaku? It's a tough decision. I mean, if I pick Lukaku, it's a win-win situation for me, because if Ronaldo scores, I'm happy as a United fan, not really fussed about FPL. But let's say if Ronaldo blanks and Lukaku scores, I'll be a bit hurt. Sam asked me, will I consider Firmino if he is fit and ready? No, not really. I think he's too expensive. And I don't think he gives you the return. I'd rather go Jesus, personally, so far, considering how well he's played. That'll be my personal, but not Firmino. Not for me at all. I really want DCL back in FPL now. I kind of set my whole team up around him being a fit and available, but as soon as I brought him in, that game week he wasn't available to play. So I hope 2nd of October he's ready and fit to go. Anyone on this stream heard much about Rafinha? Please share. Let us know what your news or any updates are on any of the injury fronts. I think Alexander-Arnold should be fit and ready to return for Liverpool this game week. I mean, like, let's have a little tinker with my squad. So let's show you what I could potentially be doing. So let's say, I mean, it's going to change here at the top. I've got 0.3 in the bank. Hypothetically, I'm saying both Rafinha and Bamford are fit, and Trent. So there's none of the injured players that I'll be looking at. So let's say if I take out Ronaldo, replace him with Lukaku, and then let's say I take out Luke Shaw, bring in Alonso. I have £1 million spare. I could take out Reguilon and bring in Rudiger. And then I've still got £500,000. So then basically my team would be Alexander-Arnold, Alonso, Rudiger, Rafinha, Salah, Jota, Gray, and then the 3 attackers. Then I have £500,000. Then if I change Bamford with eventually DCL when he comes back, I have 0.3 left. So that's what it potentially could look like in about 3-4 game weeks time. I'm not just going to make that right now. How would I feel? So let's say Alexander-Arnold, Alonso, Rudiger, Rafinha, Salah, Jota, Gray, Lukaku, Antonio, Calvert-Lewin. I think that looks like a decent squad, to be fair. So that's something that I can consider. Oh, 16 points. Let's say if I just keep Bamford. So if I make those 3 subs next week, that could potentially be a -8 with 3 Chelsea players coming in with the fixtures they have. I don't think that's a bad shot, to be fair. I mean, I could consider taking those -8. Will I do that knee jerk? Will I bring him in? Oh, it's tempting. It's tempting. It is tempting. Sam says Spurs against Arsenal may affect my team as I have both Tini and Reguilon. Yeah, I mean, it could be a 0-0 for all we know, to be brutally honest. You never know with those kind of big games, but Kane usually fires against Arsenal. So is anyone bringing Harry Kane in? Let's see how he's looking. Guys, how disappointing has Harry Kane been personally? Let's have a look at him. Harry Kane, 12.2, eh? Less than 6% of managers own him. 5 points in 3 games, disappointingly. And let's look at their fixtures. Arsenal, Aston Villa, Newcastle, West Ham, Manchester United. Again, it's not even the fixtures that he has to play. It's the fact that the way he's played is the most disappointing part for me personally. Oh, God. Is anyone looking to actually bring in Harry Kane to their squad or looking to triple up or bring in any Chelsea players? Even if it's this weekend, let me know. Let me know. Turkish, he says, I think the Newcastle-Watford game and the Manchester United-Villa game will be high scoring. I think so too, buddy. I generally do. Do you know which game I think will be high scoring out of all of the games that I've seen this weekend? I think Leeds-West Ham is going to be high scoring. I generally believe it's going to be like a ping-pong match. I think it's going to be so entertaining, really. I think, you know what, the Premier League looks so much more exciting with crowds back in. It's starting to feel much more like a crowd advantage at the home. I mean, honestly, is anyone looking at St. Maximin at the moment? Because he's been fantastic, guys. I will be bringing out FPL watch list later tonight, so please do tune in to watch that. And I'll be going through some of the watch list players that I'm looking at potentially for this game week, if not the next one. Moose says, thoughts on Manculio? Manculio got that goal against Manchester United, right? I think, wasn't he injured? Let me just check on him. Was he not injured? Let's go to Newcastle. Let's have a look. No, he's actually back now. So he did play. Sorry, I thought he was injured for the Leeds game. Manculio's not a bad shot, actually. He gets into some really good positions. I think, again, it's the overall team that lets him down. But, you know, for 4 mil, it's not a bad shot whatsoever. Not a bad shot at all. And we have Nair in the house. Hi, Nair. Who do you recommend as captain this game week? So, for me, buddy, I'm going Mo Salah, followed by Ronaldo. I would also say as a differential option, Antonio for West Ham might not be a bad shot against the lead defence. He'll be fresh, back after suspension. So let's see. Just going to take a breather, guys, now. If you want to, in the moment, if you like the video, give it a like and hit that subscribe button to subscribe to FPL Inkling. Turkish says next week I'm thinking to bring in Rudiger and Christensen. Not a bad shout, buddy. Because I'm looking at next week, I'm looking to potentially bring in Alonso, Rudiger, maybe both, and maybe Lukaku as well. Sam to Spurs have had just one open goal. The other two were from free kicks and penalties. Yeah, you're right. Honestly, they have been really shocking. And playing Kane on the left just didn't make sense to me at all. Turkish says, yeah, mate, I brought in St. Max because they have a good run of fixtures. Plus got in Willock and they're just 5.9 mil. And I both can give me a decent amount of points. So, yeah, so let's have a look at St. Maximin. So he came out in my video last night. So let's show you. So St. Maximin, these are his fixtures over the next 5 game weeks, right? So he's got Watford this weekend, followed by Wolves. Now, Wolves have played well defensively, but I think, St. Maximin can trouble them. Tottenham need to fixate themselves, but I think, at home, Newcastle can challenge them. They're a very, I would say, an intriguing ground to play in with their support behind them. Crystal Palace away should be another good game. And then they've got Chelsea in game week 5. So St. Maximin, I'll be overlooking him. A good price, to be fair. Maybe doubling up on him with Willock as well. It's not a bad shot at all, Turkish. So I really do appreciate the way you've thought about the double on Newcastle themselves. Naya, should have listened to you last week. Not a problem, buddy. Not a problem. You don't have to listen to me every week. It's not a problem. I can get it wrong too. But you know what? Honestly, St. Maximin has been really good. Mohammed, welcome. Lukaku will have fun after the Man City game. Chelsea's fixtures are easy. They are, man. Honestly, they are so good on paper that... Put it this way, right? If someone said to me at the start of the season, Mo, there's going to be Ronaldo coming to Manchester United, would I even think about taking him out for Lukaku at any point in the season? No, I wouldn't. But the fixture swings are just insane. Now, Ronaldo can score in any game. He doesn't have to be, just an easier game for him to score. But the ownership, I know for a fact that the week Lukaku scores, his ownership's going to soar up in terms of being brought in. That is the issue. Sam? Says to Turkish, keep the extra money for Rudiger, 5.6, and Alonso, 5.8. Christians are lowest in terms of price and may rise as well. Yeah, it's a good shout. Good shout. Chelsea defenders in ownership have gone up, so their prices are likely to increase. I mean, honestly, going back to that whole Jota thing, how did he miss? How did he miss on the weekend again, man? Honestly, I'm still so in pain with all that. Turk said, yeah, thanks, Mo. I really hope it works out. I need St. Max and Willock to bring me points. I think they will. Honestly, I think they will. With Newcastle, right? Defensively, I'm not expecting much. But what I am expecting is, with the forward line, they're giving their best shot, right? They are playing as best as they can. They're scoring goals. And even without Callum Wilson, they do look quite threatening up front. So Maximin, brings that bundle of, energy, and, you've got Willock, and I think they'll score in those games. Moo asked me, thoughts on Ben Godfrey. I mean, personally, I haven't seen much of him this season but I think because of the Dina injury, Ben Godfrey might not be a bad shout. Personally at the moment. Awesome, we've got 18 people on the stream. Welcome everyone, thank you so much for joining. Give us a like if you like the stream so far, and please hit the subscribe button to subscribe to FPL INKLING. Anyone thinking of getting Ben Foster in goal against Newcastle? Anyone brave enough to take on St. Maximin? I haven't actually had a look at the moment, but let's see. Let's say if I was to remove Ronaldo for Lukaku, and let's say I was going to get in those two defenders that I'm looking at, right? Let's say I brought in St. Max. So I get 1.7 mil. Can I boost it anywhere else in my squad? Is there any way that I could boost my squad through? No, I can't actually look anywhere else, to be fair. Interesting. So even say maximum, that's something that I can consider at a later date. Some more questions. Naya, thoughts on Jesus? I mean, Jesus has been firing this season, Naya, to be fair. So let's have a look at Man City. He's actually been there kind of like one rare spark attacking wise. As a forward, gets played on the left quite frequently, but 28 points in 5 games respectively. Hasn't played every single game, hasn't started every game, but still got 1 goal and 3 assists. So not a bad start whatsoever. I think, they got Chelsea this game week. So personally, I wouldn't captain him. But if you've got him in the team, play him because he's worth that much money. I think it's too expensive to leave on your bench, to be honest. Malik, Abdul Karim, welcome. Hi, an alternative to Calvert-Lewin. I have Antonio and Arnold. An alternative for Calvert-Lewin for this game week from players that are fit. Jimenez for Wolves doesn't look like a bad option. Armstrong's played pretty well for Southampton. I really like St. Maximin. The look of him looked good. Personally, Antonio. So that's where I'd look at Malik personally. Sam Greenwood's time on the field is decreasing. He's also being subbed. Another reason to choose Jota until Firmino returns. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at him at the moment as well. So Jota is going to stay for me for now. Mohamed, I hope Mendy comes back soon. He would get so many clean sheets. Yeah, I mean, I know it's unfortunate what's happened, but yeah, whenever he does return, obviously that will help boost the strength of the City defence. Turkish says, Mo, would you yourself think about replacing Bamford or any of your strikers with St. Max? I mean, I've just had a look to replace Bamford with him. But then I'm looking at the squad of where to booster it with the 1.7 mil. I just don't know. I want him in my squad, I really do. Maybe I want to see one more week of him, digest how he plays, and if he does play well, definitely look to get him into my squad. No worries, Naya. Thank you. Moo asks, United lineup is weak. Donny starts and Bailly, Lindelof is in too, so is Dalot. Yes, League Cup, they're going to be rotating, right? So it's not a problem whatsoever. I haven't seen the Manchester United lineup for tonight. Sam City playing Chelsea forward, followed by PSG and then Liverpool. Not the best time to pick City players, in my opinion. I mean, again, it's very difficult to say because we're talking about Manchester City, who are being managed by one of arguably the best managers the game has seen. And yes, this is going to be a rotation. Even someone like Kevin De Bruyne is not nailed on to play. But yeah, what a great couple of games to follow. Manchester City for life. Manchester United fans, how do you... Oh well, no, we're talking about the FPL here. We're not going to talk about the Champions League, guys. Let's avoid other competitions like that. But yeah, I mean, in regards to the games that are coming thick and fast, there is going to be more rotation. So should we be looking to strengthen our bench? That's an option as well. There's been a lot of questions around, people saying, should I play my triple captain? Should I play my bench boost? Should I play any of my chips? And I'm thinking, at the moment, guys, as I've always said, hold on to your chips. A lot of the people who are kind of like, ahead of us at the moment is potentially due to the fact that they've kind of, already used their chips, which is nothing to worry about because there'll be a good chance for us to use them back and regain our ranking. So personally, for me, if you're asking my honest opinion about chips and, triple captains and bench boost and free hits, I wouldn't do it just yet. Trust me, there will be a time in the season later when they will definitely come handy for you. I think also, with Ronaldo owners, how unlucky was he not to get those penalties against West Ham? I think one of them at least was Stonewall. Turkish asks, Mel, are you a guy who likes choosing fullbacks over centre backs? I mean, I don't have any issue with centre backs, to be fair. I mean, I think the fullbacks argument is a bit overhyped sometimes. Because you can see for someone like a Thiago Silva or a Varane a couple of weeks ago, it played really well. They can get the goals, they can get 14, 15 points in a game week. So they're just as crucial. Van Dijk got that assist for Salah. So it shows that, you know, centre backs have just as much quality to it. But I do prefer wing backs personally. But I wouldn't mind picking a centre back. I mean, Van Dijk's a brilliant option as well. So, but the general consensus in FPL is to choose a wing back. Sam says Lingard becoming a super sub for straight to FPL games. Yeah, of course, he's becoming a super sub. I think it's just he played really well for West Ham last season as well. Is anyone looking to bring him in? How much money do I have in the bank? Let's check. 0.3. So I've got 0.3 mil in the bank at the moment. I hope you're talking about this bank, right, in FPL, not my personal bank, because I can assure you I haven't got £300,000 in my account. That's not the real outlook of my banking. Mohammed23, I have Bamford. Do I sell him and get an Antonio, or do I keep him because he's got easier games coming in probably and will miss the next game? I mean, personally, let's just wait on his injury front. If he's not fit and he's not available, then it might be a good shout to bring in Antonio. But I think he should be all right for this weekend, guys. I don't think it's that serious for us to be worried about. Right, guys, if you haven't hit the like button so far, please hit that like button and please subscribe if you haven't subscribed to FPL Inkling. Sam says it would show that two people had triple captain Mark Noble. Surely Moyes could be one. Wonder who's the other. Maybe the owner of West Ham. I'm not too sure. Maybe the referee. The referee. Let's say. I said no, not your real bank. Sorry, it's a bad joke, honestly. Yeah. So look. There are always going to be players who are going to create teams and they're going to put like odd persons and odd players as captains, triple captains, and they're going to get like these random weeks where they're going to do superbly well. I think, you know, the general template and stuff, you know, the average points was 55 this week. So anything above that, you've done really, really well. And I think the template team didn't do it as well this week. I think players who were not part of the original picks or low ownership were the one who delivered really, really well. Sam says Mark Noble may have had triple captain De Gea. Yeah, he might have. No, but I think, you know, I was hearing Ben Foster talking about FPL and saying that they can't have players from the game they're playing in that week. So Mark Noble can't choose any players from his team, I think, and he can't pick any players from United's team for this game week. Turkish asks me, Mo, you think Foden can be a shout in the FPL? I know it's Wickham, but he was really good, and Pep started him in nearly every game last year. Honestly, Phil Foden in any other team will be week in, week out starters, and he'd be in my FPL team. It's that rotation which kills me, honestly. And with Grealish coming in now, it frustrates me even more, because they've spent 100 million on Grealish. They're not going to bench him, are they? They've got Foden, who's an academy product, and he's so good. Look, I'm not going to say something to you that I'm not doing myself, but honestly, I wish I could play him week in, week out. That guy's that good. He's insane. In terms of price, he must have gone down in price, right? He was 8 mil, I think, weren't he? Or was it 9 mil? I think it was 8. Let's just double check. Yeah, 8. So he's got 1 point so far. 18 minutes he got against Southampton. I think he'll start to get more minutes personally. But yeah, he did play really well against Wickham. Seriously, this guy's got some talent. Serious talent. Mo says you could downgrade Shaw to Van Bissaka and you can have 2 point. Have a 2 point. Has been much better after this game. You could straight up transfer out Reguilon and getting really good. Yeah, I mean, I could do that as well, personally. But with the fixtures coming up, I'm potentially looking to get rid of Manchester United defenders at the moment. I think he's been a bit of a disappointment as well, to be fair. Seriously, Luke Shaw, I expected more from him after such a buzzing Euros, player of the tournament. Been a bit of a letdown, personally. Sam says Pookie. Dennis scored 1 goal each. Pookie was on my bench. Ooh. But at least Dennis scored, right? So it's a win-win for you. Right, guys, if you haven't liked the video so far, please hit that like button and please subscribe to FPL INKLING if you haven't subscribed yet so far. Turkish says next week I'll bring in Christensen, Rudiger and Foden. That's my plan, to be honest. So will you have 2 transfers to carry over, Turkish, or will you be taking -8 for that week? That'll be interesting to know. Let's bring back the fixtures for a second. So personally, I mean, look, is there any other potential, because these are the fixtures that I went through, you know, could we be looking at maybe captaining Vardy? Mane? Played well last week, right? Bamford this week should be interesting. Anyone captaining Kane? That'd be interesting for you. I mean, personally, I think Man City have been avoided most of the season, but I think, you know, they still have some really difficult games coming up. Turkish said, I'll be taking a -8 Mo. It's risky, I know, but if Shota does not give me points, then I'm for sure bringing in Foden. Look, honestly, I might be taking a -8 after this game week. I'm not too sure yet myself. There's going to be some knee-jerk reactions. A, it's the forms of the players, and B, their injuries. They're really, really starting to pile up now, so we'll just have to wait and see what's going to be happening. It's infuriating, but as I said a couple of weeks ago, this season, the avoids of previous seasons might be norms of this season, so you might have to do, you know, more hits, premium changes. In previous seasons, there is no way I would have said, you know, Ronaldo's in there, I'm going to take him out. Salah's in there, I want to switch him out. Lukaku's in there, I want to switch him out. Once you pick your premiums, they're set for the season, regardless of the fixtures. It's usually set and forget, and then you change your players around it. But this season is the first time we're actually discussing Ronaldo, one of the greatest players to ever play the game, Ronaldo being dropped for Lukaku because of fixtures. This is how insane this game is this season. It is so difficult for us to make decisions and to stick to them. I just don't know. I just don't know what I need to do or what I'm going to be playing. The way I see it, will I be behind the couch if I pick Ronaldo and Lukaku's playing and scores goals? Yes. Will I be behind the couch if Lukaku misfires and Ronaldo scores? No, I'll be celebrating because I'm a United fan. So those are the kind of decisions I'm having to make this season, and it's not easy. It's not easy. Moose says, Mo, this is an easy way to get 2 Chelsea defenders in the next game week. You have to take Shaw and get in Thiago Silva and take out regular for Rudiger. I mean, personally, I'm not looking at Thiago Silva personally. I'm looking at either Reece James or Alonso. FFF FPL, Lukaku 11.6. Yeah, so he's 11.6 mil at the moment. By the way, guys, stay tuned for tonight. I will be releasing players, FPL players for this game week watch list. So players to watch out for. I'll be doing that as well. My friend is taking a -8 hit this week to get some money in the bank for some Chelsea players next game week. I just don't understand, would the players who brings in can deliver more than 8 points? Your thoughts? So with defenders, yes. So let's say I make 3 transfers, right? Chelsea players, which will come in for game week 7. As you can see, it's against Southampton on screen. So if I bring in Alonso, Rudiger and Lukaku, I mean, I take a -8. If they get a clean sheet, those 2 defenders will bring me 12 points, right? Without any bookings and stuff. Let's say it all goes fine and there's no bonus points. 6 points each, so 12 points. You've already made back your 8-point hit, right? You've made 4 points on top of it. So there is a return there potentially, but sometimes you have to remember it isn't going to be just in one game week. If you're making that decision, you're going to have them longer than game week 7. You'll have them till about game week 10, 11, right? I think in the long run you will recoup that money back, but it's just that immediate hit. And I said, this is the problem this season, is the norms from previous seasons of no hits, no build your 2 transfers, make sure you play your team, with 0 hits, that kind of stuff. I think this season's a bit more conventional of us understanding it's going to be different. It's going to be difficult. We need to make these decisions, and it's going to be rash. Look, I know there's experts out there who at the moment might be in the ranking of the top 100, top 10,000, and they're like, no, we're going to follow X, Y, Z. It may have been right in the previous seasons, guys, but this season is absolutely different by all aspects. We just have to be patient. We just have to see how it goes. And it depends on how much we knee-jerk. A lot of people played the wild card when Ronaldo came, which I did as well. So there is going to be a knee-jerk either this game week or the game week after. We are going to see lots of transfers, a lot of hits, a lot of changes in team dynamics, and a lot of changes in rankings, because they're going to be, they're going to be starting -8, -12 potentially in some game weeks as well. I had a draft that was sent in to me the other day, which was -16, and I was like, look, I think that's a bit too much for this game week. Break it down into 2 game weeks and, save yourself a -4, if that makes sense. Turk said, would you think me bringing in Foden for Jota is a bit dumb? Because we saw Foden last season, he was ripping it, and City have easier fixtures after Liverpool. I mean, I don't think any move in FPL is in your words, dumb. Don't get me wrong. I think they're all brave decisions. We all have a belief that something's going to go right. We need to back it, right? That's our inkling, and that's what this game's all about. We're all confident that their team is the best, right, and they're going to perform that game week for them. So I think personally you shouldn't be too harsh on yourself, right? But the way I see it, I think Foden's a good shout and he's a good differential, okay? But I think bringing him in after the Liverpool game, Burnley at home, Brighton away, and Crystal Palace at home, there may be games that he gets starts, and I think he might be given a run, right? So by all means, right, it's not a bad decision. I fully understand it. Look, if it pays off, great. If it doesn't, hard luck. Look at us, we picked, I picked personally, I picked Jota, right? For the 3 games that he's played, I thought he was nailed to get a couple of returns. I was thinking goals in at least 2 of those 3 games, and he should have scored this weekend. He should have buried that. 5 yards out, no goalkeeper in sight, over the bar. See you later. No. I'm still going to back him. I'm still going to back him against Brentford. He needs to deliver. I'll probably give him all the way to Brighton. And after that, if he doesn't deliver, then I'll probably just, look at alternatives at a time. I'm really impressed by Mbembo for Brentford. Brentford should have some really good games coming up. And I'm telling you, when I'll be looking into it, it's probably like game week 10 or 13. Between that, there's a spell that changes for them. So I'm looking at Mbembo personally, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are. But Foden, definitely a good shout, Turkish. If that's the decision you're going to make, fully back it, bro. You'll be fine, honestly. FPL says Alonso and Rudiger equals 11.4. Lukaku equals 11.6. Wouldn't it be smart to own 2 Chelsea defenders for the same price as 1 Chelsea forward? I don't understand. I mean, to be fair, what you're looking at is in terms of being smart. You've got one of the most clinical attackers playing a really good fixture run, and you've got one of the best defences who are going to be playing with that fixture run. So I think it should be a good shout, to be fair, personally. Moose says, I honestly don't know why you would bring out Ronaldo for Lukaku just for the fixtures. Other than Liverpool, I back Ronaldo to score against bonus points against everyone. Look, I know what you're saying, Moose. Honestly, I'm a United fan. I know what you're saying. But understand it from my perspective, all right? How can I put this in words? If Ronaldo scores and he's like my FPL team, I'm still buzzing. I'm loving life. If Lukaku scores and he's not in my FPL, I'm going to be doubly upset. That's what I'm looking at the moment. I don't know. It's difficult. That Chelsea fixture run, it's controversial both ways. Look, I can't win in any argument. If I choose Ronaldo over Lukaku in those fixture runs, and it doesn't pay off, right? Everyone's gonna go, "Oh, see, you should have gone Lukaku. It was easier fixtures." If I pick Lukaku and don't choose Ronaldo, people can say, "Oh my God, you chose Lukaku for Ronaldo. What's going on with you?" It's just there's no winning situation. There's only one way for me to win: is choose Lukaku, for example, and Ronaldo does well. I've won both ways, right? Because I can't technically lose. I mean, yeah, Lukaku doesn't get it, but if I choose Ronaldo and Lukaku fires, I'm just going to be distraught, man. It's going to be painful. It's going to hurt. But I understand your point. Look, it's a flick of a coin, honestly. Moose says, I don't think Jota is going to start since Foden is back. I think it's going to be Firmino, Mane, Salah. I'm not really sure about Firmino at the moment, so we just have to wait on him a bit more. But even if he comes off on the bench, I think he's just as deadly, to be fair. Sam, just one mistake in the 90-minute show ruined the whole clean sheet points. Yeah, it can. It can. But how many mistakes do Chelsea make? That's the question, right? Ali McGregor, welcome. How do you think having two players of 4.5 million goalkeepers and rotating, picking games would benefit me? I don't think that's a good strategy, to be fair, Ali. I think personally you should have one keeper and just stick with them. I've tried that a couple of years ago where I kept rotating, and it's very frustrating when you miss out on the goalkeeper. I think have one 4.5 and a 4 mil, or if you're like have like a more expensive goalkeeper, that's understandable. But back them, definitely back them. The rotation is for sure, it could benefit you, but for me, I've tried it and tested it. It didn't benefit me at all. Sam, Trent Alexander-Arnold is 7.6 now. This guy didn't even play last week. Yeah, he went up in price without even playing. I mean, Firmino is back. Oh, is he back? Oh, fair enough. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what the minutes look like. Turkish Mo, you are considering any City attackers like Mahrez or Grealish. Now, the thing with Mahrez is, right, honestly, if he was nailed on playing week in, week out, I'd be in my squad every single week. Now, one of our highest ranking achievements in the game was 2 seasons ago, and that's all because of Mahrez, because I played him week in, week out. And yes, he was rotated then, but not as frequently. That guy's insane. Insane. I will never say I'll never bring in City attackers in my squad. I just think I need to see a bit more better fixtures from them and a bit more better performances. I need to see a bit more consistency. I just haven't seen that so far. Losing against Spurs, which a game I thought they should have won. Drawing against Southampton at home, a game I thought they should have won in previous seasons. I still need to wait and see a bit more from them. Right, guys, we have 16 people on stream while I take a sip of drink. Please hit the like button and hit the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed as of yet. Kurslan, welcome. Hello, how are you today? I'm good, thank you, bro. Just got a bit of a sinus issue, but I'm getting better. I've missed your lives. Oh, thank you, buddy. I'm back. But I'm doing a knee jerk, obviously at the end of this game week, and obviously the deadline stream on Saturday morning, so please do stay tuned. Ali McGregor says, thanks, not a problem, buddy. But again, if you want to try the 2 goalkeeper strategy, that is absolutely fine in 4.5, but honestly, I've felt the pain when you've got a goalkeeper on your bench who gets 6 points, maybe 8 points or 10 for a good performance, and you've got a goalkeeper that gets -1 because he's conceded 5. It's painful. Right. So yeah, that Ronaldo-Lukaku debate continues, honestly. Look, please don't hate me if I pick Lukaku, honestly. If I pick Ronaldo and Lukaku fires, I'm still going to get bashed, right? And by the way, who are you guys picking out of the 2? Are you picking both, one of them, or none of them? Let me know your thought processes, guys. Type away. Ali, is there any news on Digne injury? So, news-wise on Digne, right? I haven't literally heard anything in the news itself, but let me check if there's anything I can find for you. Give me a sec. Digne injury. I mean, according to the latest news from Rafa in a conference last night, he gave, against the QPR game after, he gave a statement saying that he should be fit for the Norwich game. So let's trust Rafa on that one. I think he should be fit for the game of the weekend. That's coming from Rafa. And we know Rafa's pretty honest and clued on with the media. So he should be okay, Ali. Should be all right. Steve, welcome. First time I've seen Alonso this season. Can see why he's keeping Chilwell out. Too late to consider him now. That no, of course not. Have you seen the fixtures after Man City? No. Get him in. Get him in, Steve. Get him in now. Well, not now, but as after the Man City game, like myself, if you want to. But he played really well, honestly. Eric Dyer cleared him off the line. The guy could have scored another goal. And his corners. Whew, have you seen the whip on that ball for Thiago Silva? Brilliant. Sam says, if I remove Trent Alexander-Arnold, there is so much money to distribute in better elsewhere. There is, but that guy's incredible, man. Getting rid of him is tough. Turkish Mo, is there anything about Bamford and his injury? Should we check him out? Let's check out Bamford. Let's check to see what Bamford injury updates we have. Bamford injury. I'm going to read out the statement that Bielsa said after the game last night. Bamford has an injury to his ankle and Ayling has an injury to his knee. Their availability against West Ham this weekend is subject to the evolution that they have. Now, I don't know what that means. I thought my English understanding was pretty good, but I do not have a clue what that means. So that's from... let me look at the Leeds United website. Let's see what they're saying. They're both going to continue their rehabilitation process. And Saturday's game week against West Ham, and they should hopefully be fit. Still 50-50, buddy. I think we'll have to wait for the press conferences when they come. But I think they should be all right. They should be all right. Ali says, Lukaku for me until the big fixture swing. And exactly. So I think for like game week 16, it switches back to Manchester United, right? So you can bring always Ronaldo come back into your squad. It's not as if I'm going to ditch him for the rest of the season. Of course not. But what I'm trying to say is if Lukaku scores and I don't have him, I'm going to be upset. And if Ronaldo doesn't score that week. But if Ronaldo scores and I don't have him, I'm still going to be happy. I'm a United fan. So win-win, right? Guys, we have 20 people on the stream. Welcome, everyone. If you haven't liked the video so far and you like it, give it a thumbs up. And please hit that subscribe button as well if you do like FPL INKLING content. Ali says, Rafa's hard work. He is. Honestly, he let me down in terms of DCL. Turkish, I think Kevin De Bruyne is very tempting to get in FPL right now. He's a big team player, a big game player, and has assists for fun. He does, man, honestly. He was going to be in my squad regardless, I was going to say, if he didn't have the rotation issue. And that's what Pep really concerns me around. But 12 mil is a bit too much. I think 11.5 would have been decent. Where's Sterling gone, to be fair? Has anyone actually considered Sterling? How good was he a couple of seasons ago? Steve, welcome, Steve. I have Rafinha, Bamford and Trent flagged. Me too. Me too, buddy. Wanted to roll over my transfer this week to invest in Chelsea next week. I mean, that's what I'm doing. Oh, I'm not rolling over a transfer, but I think I'll still stick with these guys, to be fair. But we'll get more of a clarity later in the week with obviously the press conferences come out and we get a bit more understanding around what the injury statuses are like. Sam, Bamford and Ronaldo and St. Maximum as a front three. Thoughts? Next game with Ronaldo to Lukaku. So you will have Bamford, Ronaldo, St. Maximum this week. And I think that's pretty good, to be fair. St. Maximin, as we discussed earlier, you know, decent game weeks coming up, played really well against Leeds, and looks hungry. He's the only thing that's actually carrying Newcastle at the moment in this season so far. Turkish says, I'm also considering getting Bailey when Villa has a run of easier fixtures and might get Ings to double up. Yeah, I mean, I don't see a reason for that. Not to be. I mean, he played really well, didn't he? Really well. Got that really nice goal. So I might be looking into Bailey as well. Definitely. Ali will no Antonio. Sam swap with Bamford. Yeah, I mean, I've got Antonio in. Honestly, Antonio has to be in the squad. Keith, welcome Keith. Just found your channel. Good luck and well done on the stream. Thank you so much, Keith. I really appreciate it. Your kind words. Thank you so much. And if you haven't subscribed yet, Keith, please give us a like and please hit that subscribe button. Massive shout out and best of luck for this game week as well. Yeah, I think, is anyone looking to captain Antonio this week? So obviously we've got the kind of common contenders for captaincy. So Lukaku, but obviously he's playing Man City. You know, you've got Salah playing Brentford, and you've got Ronaldo playing Aston Villa at home. In terms of premiums, Bruno Fernandes, Mane as well, there's exclusive in there. But is anyone looking at Antonio this week as a captain option? I know that kind of flopped 2 weeks ago when people went for him as captain against Southampton and he got a -1. But is anyone actually thinking of captaining him? That'd be nice to know. Oh, thank you, Keith. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you for your subscription. Have a lovely evening, buddy. If you are going to be relaxing at home, I hope you have a nice evening. Is anyone watching the football tonight? Should be starting in about half hour, right? I'm captaining him. Nice, nice. Antonio, I like it, Keith. I like it. I really do like it. Good shout. I had a friend, right, in one of my mini leagues. He triple captained Antonio against Southampton a couple of weeks ago. -3. Chin up. Chin up. Sam says, yes, I think it would be common, cost me another -4. Bamford looks better with fixtures. Yeah, I mean, probably saving a -4 makes sense. Makes sense. Keith says he's got a great chance to. I know, honestly, Antonio does look good. Ali McGregor says it's Salah or Antonio captain. Example, I don't have Ronaldo. Oh, I understand. Obviously, if you don't have those players, that makes full sense, right? Makes full sense. Right. And also, Antonio, didn't he play really well in that Europa League game as well, whilst he was suspended? Really good, really good. I think he either scored or got an assist, or one of them. Keith says Leeds' defence looks really shaky. It does, honestly. Leeds, along with Newcastle, that game, they had 38 attempts in that game. Whew. Around 80 minutes, I think. Oh my God, they are really leaky along with Newcastle. Avoid Leeds defenders, honestly. Keith also says Brentford and Villa games for Salah and Ronaldo look tougher. Yeah, I mean, I can understand. I mean, Brentford, they've done well so far. But again, I always say this, Salah doesn't need to have an immense game to get a good point return. So, for example, 10 points against Chelsea, all he did was score a penalty, right? So, I think they're common contenders, but it'll be tough not to choose them, right? He will bully a makeshift defence. He would as well. Samford, Brentford's a real test begins from this game week. I know. Have you guys seen their fixtures? They do look different. Harrison, welcome. Do I keep Jota for another week or get Rafinha? Nah, keep Jota. Honestly, give him one more week. One more week. Honestly, guys, I'm picking Jota for this one more week. One more week, give him. I'm not saying I'm taking him out. No, not at all. I'm just saying I've got him for another week. Give him a chance. Trust me. Harrison, trust me, it'll come good. Obviously, if you've got a transfer you want to take, but Rafinha's got a flag against him at the moment, so we're not entirely 100% if he is or isn't going to be available. So we'll just have to wait and see on that one. Ali McGregor asks, has anyone got Brentford defenders? I am tempted by first bench defender Henry. Brentford against Liverpool, personally, I wouldn't play him as a defender. It depends which other defenders you have on your pitch. But I personally wouldn't play a Brentford defender this week, honestly. As tempting as it is. Sam says Rafinha is flagged, isn't he? Yeah, he is. 75%. He is flagged indeed. Keith says, I have Jota for one more week. If he misses from less than 3 yards again, it's out. Honestly, Keith, me and you share the same feelings, the same values. Honestly, I'm a United fan, and I was distraught when he missed that shot. Like, what has FPL done to me? As a United fan, I should be celebrating him missing such easy chances, but that was painful. That was painful. Oh, that was painful. Why am I having visions of that? Those points were so crucial for me. Listen, Jota, I'm backing you, right? I hope you watch this stream. I'm telling you, please just get us a return. Just get us a return. We've backed you for 3 weeks. Jesus. Turkish Mo, do you remember the amount of people that had Sancho from game week 1? He's been so disappointed. I know. He's not really hit the ground running yet. But do you know what, guys? Trust me, there will be a point where he will catch form. We just have to be patient with it. There's a lot of new players that have come in to United, obviously Varane, Ronaldo. We're still to see from Sancho what will come. At 9.5, I always said it was a bit too much. 8.5 would have been understandable. 8.5, but 9.5 for Sancho is far too much. Far too much. Harris says, I agree, Keith. I had Sancho too. No problem. No, Keith, he's not even getting one more week. Keith, I'm a United fan too. Hey, welcome, Keith. Another United fan in the house. Sam, not a single question till now on Mane and Bruno. Well, let's talk about them now, guys. What do you want to ask about Mane and Bruno? What should we talk about, huh? What should we talk about, Mane and Bruno? So, okay. Mane played really well last week, all right? Got a really good point return against Brentford. I think he's going to be deadly as well. Bruno is Bruno. I think the only thing that lets these two down is their price. Now, for me, if Son without penalties is coming out at 10 mil, then I think Mane and then Bruno will be fair at 11. Personally, 12 is a bit too much for me. It causes too much disparity and too much unbalance in the squad. Same goes with Kevin De Bruyne. I think he's a bit touch too expensive. If Sterling was 10.5 mil, boy, he would be in my squad. But Mane's played well. Seriously, he's played well last game week. So if you are looking to doubling up on Liverpool, or tripling up, for example, if you've got Salah and Trent already, it's not a bad shout. And Bruno Fernandes is Bruno Fernandes. You know, Ronaldo comes in, scores 2 relatively easier goals, I'd say. But the second one was a good goal through the legs of the keeper. But Bruno goes, I'm Bruno. Scores a worldie. So, but for 12 mil, it's a bit too much. That's the thing. We just need to understand who's the penalty taker for United. If only Man United got a penalty this weekend, we would have known Ronaldo or Bruno. Who is the penalty taker? That's the question, guys. That is the question. Harrison, is Firmino fine now? From what I'm hearing, he should be back, but I don't think he might not play on the weekend. We'll have to wait and see. But even if Jota comes in off the bench, he still is deadly, right? He's good in performances like that. Keith Rowley, minutes risk Sancho. He is, honestly, rotation is the concern. Steve, I used my wild card in game week 3 when I saw other teams with Jota in, and I thought I made a mistake as their teams looked so much better than mine. Turns out, not having Jota did me the world of good. That's brilliant. I love it, Steve. I love it. Harrison, Mane is underappreciated. He is, honestly. The guy's a really good player. So happy about him getting the 100 goals club in the Premier League. Sam, had Salah not been there, everyone would be on the Mane boat. Yeah, 100%. Even I would. I'd be on Mane as well, personally. But I think it's cheaper, about like 10.5 to 11 mil. I'd definitely be considering bringing him in. Keith, price and penalties are a big question with Mane and Bruno. They are. Honestly, it's the price versus penalties debate at the moment. The stream's almost been going an hour and a half, guys. Where does this time go? And we'll go, Mane is one of those players you watch through your fingers and don't have him if you don't have him, honestly. This is my reaction. Oh, that is so true. That's going to be my reaction with Lukaku if he's not in my team in the next 5 game weeks. I'll be sat there like looking through my fingers going, please don't score. Please don't score. I was kind of like that on the weekend against Spurs. Please don't score. Please don't score. Please don't score. Thankfully, he didn't score on the weekend for me. Otherwise, my ranking would have probably taken more of a hit. Turkish says, yeah, Mo, I agree with you. Sterling drops to 10.5. I'd get him in my team. Honestly, Sterling should be much cheaper. They're far too expensive, honestly. It doesn't do any justice, and it's unfair on players like him not having high ownership. Peter, welcome, Peter. Do you think Eduardo is a good pick against Brighton? I really liked Eduardo. I mean, a lot of people are having, obviously, they played Liverpool when he didn't play as well. But that's Liverpool, right? But the guy played so well on his debut against Spurs. Not a bad shout, boss. Not a bad shout whatsoever. Turkish Mo, you think Pogba is good enough to get into FPL? This season he's been incredible. Yes, he is. Honestly, 7.8 mil now in price. My only concern is if he keeps getting pushed back and back with the goals, will he get the assists as well? But he's been cracking, honestly. But with those fixtures coming up, if you've got him in your squad, leave him. If you're looking to get him in, I respect it. It's a good decision. It's a good decision. Steve, as a United fan, would you prefer Bruno or Ronaldo on pens? Ronaldo. I love Ronaldo. Oh, look, records say Bruno's better, right? But Ronaldo's taking far too many penalties. But I like Ronaldo on the penalties personally. He's good. He's good. Penaldo, Harrison says. Keith says, Cancelo and Grealish, my only two City players I'm thinking of. Maybe Torres too. Yeah, not bad. Not a shout at all. I think Cancelo's done really well, personally. Moose says, any 8.1 midfielder shouts? 8.1? 8.1. Around, the thing is, in the last 2-3 game weeks, the defenders between 7 and 8 mil have been quite disappointing. It's the ones that are like below that value. Someone like a Ben Rama, they're better, potentially performing wise. Tielemans, Rafinha, these kind of guys. So I mean, 8.1 or less. I think close to that is probably Grealish, if that. Alright guys, we've got 22 people on the stream. Thank you for joining. If you haven't liked the video so far, guys, hit that like button. And please, please, please hit the subscribe button as well. I still remember me screaming when Mane was not passing to Jota and attempted to score by himself. Honestly, I was fuming. Sam. Ali says, stay away from Torres. How about Pepe? Pepe, again, is the minutes issue, right? That's the only concern that I have with him, but he's a really good player there, Pepe. I respect him. Abhishek, welcome. Bring Sarr or say Maxim, please. I mean, to be fair, either are good, buddy. Either of them are really good. They're both playing well, so I can't say which one personally, but if I had to bring one of the two, I'd say St. Maximin. Harrison, would keep out Man City players for 2 weeks. I mean, at least 2 game weeks, yeah, I would as well. Let the Liverpool game week go and then consider him. Keith, get Sarr in for the next 6 weeks. Yep, Sarr does look indeed like a really good option. Turkish, in the next 2 game weeks, my back four is going to be Cancelo, Reece James, Rudiger, and Trent. I think it'll be solid as these players have good fixtures. Yeah, I think they look good. They're all good players, honestly. Reece James, until he got sent off, sorry. He looked really decent. Really, really decent. Right, guys, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button too if you like the stream so far. I think Reece James would be a good addition back in with those fixtures coming in. So it should be nice to see how he performs and how he settles in. And also the FPL watch list video that I'm going to be releasing in later on tonight. Please do watch it if you get a chance. You'll be able to see some of the players that I'm looking at, especially some Chelsea defenders who are going to be worth considering over the next couple of game weeks as well. Keith Riley Turkish, I think 4-4-2 is going to be the good going forward. Yeah, it's a good shot actually. FH20067, considering to get in Greenwood for Torres for game week and then getting him back in game week 8. Not a bad shout. I mean, Greenwood's minutes might be limited at the moment with the number of players that are returning, so it's a risk really, to be fair. Could there be anyone else? Like an Ismail Sarr might be a good shout. Steve saying Maximo is far too good for Newcastle. Surely one of the bigger teams will come in for January. I can see that next season, to be fair. Definitely. Anyway, good defence, Turkish. Yeah, it definitely is. Definitely is. Right, guys, I'm going to be calling it a night now because it's 7:30. I've been here for an hour and a half. Going to get my dinner ready and get ready to watch the League Cup matches. So I hope you guys enjoyed this live Q&A. We'll do one again next week as well, even though there's not going to be any FPL game week on the next weekend because of the international break. But let's just catch up and let's see what we can do. So probably going to be around the same time next week. So Wednesday about 6:30ish. Might do about 7, might do like a 2-hour one. So stay around that part as well. But thank you so much for coming in today. Thank you so much for viewing. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing. If you haven't done so far, please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button. And also, shortly I will be releasing an FPL watch list for game week 6. So stay tuned. If you have subscribed, if you have, and if you hit the notifications, you'll be able to know when I release it, watch it, and get an idea of which players to keep an eye out for. Thank you so much for coming in. And I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone for their kind words and their questions today. I will see you guys soon. If you have any questions, let me know. Till then, I want you to take care of yourselves. Keep tuned, watch more content, and please subscribe. Please subscribe. I hope you guys have a lovely evening, and I'll see you guys soon, all right? Thank you so much, everyone. Lots of love to everyone. I hope you guys stay safe and you guys have a lovely couple of days. But I'll be back on Saturday morning, guys. 10 o'clock. We'll do a live deadline stream. Stay tuned. We're going to have fun, and we'll have some more news for you, especially regarding the whole injury front on the players. Have a good one. Enjoy the football. Stay safe and make those decisions. And don't stress.